right yourself. Can't be done. However, if you push against the wall even gently, you right up like that. It's because I push against the wall and the wall pushes back against me. That, my friend, is Newton's third law of motion.
Newton's third law states, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Here, Dr. Faulkner has set the standard that because the wall can support his weight to the point that he can push himself off of it, that proves Newton's third law. But let's think this through. According to this standard, what needs to happen to disprove Newton's third law? By all appearances, this standard says if the wall cannot support his weight, and he cannot push himself off of it, then Newton's third law must not be true. So here's a wall of toilet paper. Do you think it'll support my weight? Do you think I'll be able to push myself off of it? Let's find out. What happened to the third law of motion? Where is the equal and opposite reaction? Now I'm happy to announce that our debate board has a new participant that goes by the screen name of Twirly Socrates.
Socrates? Hey, we know that name.
Yeah! Hey, look him up. Oh, it's under Socrates.
Oh, yeah.
Socrates. The only true wisdom consists in knowing that you know nothing.
Yeah, don't get me started on that one. Anyway, Twirly Socrates, do you agree that an equal and opposite force should be able to support my body weight?
No.
Do you agree that Dr. Faulkner's argument was that the wall proves Newton's third law because it was able to support his weight, making it so he could push himself off of it?
Yes. In his video, the movement of his body would have been impossible without a reaction force being applied to his body. It not only supported his weight, but pushed him back upright.
But you don't agree that a wall that fails to do so proves him wrong?
The paper wall doesn't prove him wrong. It's just a different scenario. We still need an explanation for what force pushed him back upright.
My argument is not saying nothing can push back with an equal and opposite force. My argument is against the claim that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Contrary to your claim that the toilet paper would provide an equal and opposite reaction to someone pushing on it, I disagree. It breaks because it fails to provide an equal and opposite reaction, thus disproving Newton's third law. The toilet paper proves not every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Now let's think about this in a different way. Twirly Socrates, do you agree that in order to win at arm wrestling, one person has to push harder than the other person?
There's a lot of technique involved to maximize torque, but I'll answer yes for now.
Alright, do you agree that Newton's third law states every arm wrestle should end with a draw because the forces would have to be equal?
Definitely not. Let me just simplify my answer to, no, Newton's third law doesn't require a draw.
Do you agree that unbalanced forces are not equal and opposite forces?
Yes, assuming there's only two.
Okay. Do you agree that Newton's third law does not allow for unbalanced forces?
No, unbalanced forces exist all over the place. Newton's third law only mandates specific pairings of forces to be equal and opposite.
Just because unbalanced forces exist all over the place, that doesn't mean Newton's third law allows them to exist. Do you agree that Newton's third law should apply to the pairing that takes place in an arm wrestling match?
To the contact forces of the hands, yes.
Do you agree that one hand pushing is an action force, and the push back from the other hand is the reaction force?
The contact forces of the hands are action and reaction. Yes, they must be equal and opposite.
Do you agree that if the contact forces in the hands were equal, the match would have to be a draw because neither side could win?
No.
You agreed that in order to win at arm wrestling, one person would have to push harder than another person. Therefore, you should also agree that the contact forces in the hands should be unequal in order to win. By saying no, a person can win with equal and opposite forces, you appear to be contradicting yourself. When an elephant pushes on an ant, the ant doesn't push back on the elephant with the strength of an elephant. That should disprove Newton's third law. It should be obvious that not every action has an equal and opposite reaction. If anyone would like to hop in on this conversation, it is still ongoing on our debate board. There is a link to it in this video's description.
Be excellent to each other. And